Hola. Hello. I'm back. What is going on? What is going on? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV. You are watching a pop culture chat. Y'all, as you all come in to watch this video, first of all, welcome back to me and to you. I've been gone for a while. I keep telling y'all that life be lifing. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe. So I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. But anyway, I wanted to go over a couple of things with you all today. Uh, just this one topic. So the Supreme Court came back with a lot of different rulings this week. One of the rulings, and I'll do a separate video on that, is they overturned Trump's birth executive order for defining what birthright citizenship is, and I'll definitely do a video on that just to kind of go over and give my opinion on that. That'll be another pop culture chat. But one thing that I wanted to go over today is the other ruling that came down this week is that the temporary protective status for the Haitians and the Syrians is over. I'm not sure when the Syrians came over, but I do know that a lot of Haitians came over in 2010 after the earthquake. And so a lot of people came over because they were injured. A lot of people came over because, everything was unstable. It was a natural disaster. And so in 2010, a lot of the Haitians came over. Now, I am not sure exactly how the TPS status work. I know it's a temporary protection status, and I know the word temporary is in there, so it wasn't going to be long. What's interesting to me is the fact how long. It's also interesting to me, is it defined in the law about the time, or can it be renewed? Who renews it? Does Congress renew it? Does the president through executive order renews it? These are interesting questions that I have. But I wanted to talk about I've got an article here. I was going to put it on the screen, but something's going on with StreamYard to where if I add something to the screen, my face is frozen. I'm frozen. I hadn't figured out what I need to do. Once I figure that out, I'll definitely do that. But also, I'm going to have to read it from my phone. So the article is the impact of Supreme Court TPS ruling on Haitians and Syrians and the tens of thousands in the United States. This is an article written by Joshua Coe from the World from PRX, and it was published about 4 days ago. And it says that the Supreme Court has ruled, as I told you all, that the temporary protective status for Haitians and Syrian migrants has ended. And so that is affecting about 356,000 Haitians and Syrians. And I believe the majority of that is Haitians. And it's facing their status. Now, what is that impacting? It's impacting their ability to be here, because what's happening is they're either going to have to self-deport, or if they find, they will be deported. But there is no guarantee, because the way this administration has been running, there is no guarantee that they're going to be deported back to their country. This administration has made several deals with different countries. I know Ghana is one. So there's at least 3 or 4 countries on the continent of Africa that they have made deals with. I know that they have made deals with Ecuador as a country that will take the people that are deported. There's an island that does the same thing. And I think that there's a Caribbean country that will take people who have been deported. So, but I think the Haitians, they're going to deport them back to their country, because I know that the island that they were working with in the Caribbean saying that they'll take anybody but Haitians. So I want to say that's the Bahamas, but don't quote me on that. I want to say it was the Bahamas, but don't quote me on it. So they take the risk. Now, if they self deport, they'll get 2,600. They get a plane ticket plus $2,600, and I think that they can apply for citizenship after 10 years if they self-deport. If they have to be deported, there's going to be an issue, a problem, and they probably won't be able to come back into the country. So we will definitely see what happens with that. So here are some of the immediate impact. One of the immediate impacts for those people that are deported is the fact that their work visas has been canceled. And so they've received letters from their employers that they can no longer come back to work as of July 1st, because their ability or their status to work has been terminated. Now, it also says here that many people who are working here are supporting their families back in Haiti. Losing work authorization is an important impact. What else will happen? They said people will be going underground in terms of health issues. They're going to be afraid to go to hospitals. They'll be afraid to go out in the streets because ICE will be out. And what's interesting is that, and remember I told you I was going to talk about birthright citizenship, but what's interesting is that a lot of these folks that have been here since 2010 have since had babies who are technically American citizens. And so that's going to be interesting. We're not talking about grown children. We're talking about they have had children. So the eldest child that any one of them would have had would be like 17 years old, correct? Because they came in 2010. So if someone was pregnant and they came from Haiti and they had a baby in 2010, that child would be 17 at this point. So we're looking at, and so other people have had children subsequent. So you're looking at children between one, a few months old to 17 years old, and how that's going to impact, because technically those children are American citizens. Are they going to leave these children here and still go back to Haiti? What exactly is going to have to happen? These are things that the Haitian community is going to have to figure out. They don't have any much legal action. According to this article, the question was, and what are folks' legal options now? And they said, not much, not much. Organizations are trying to get the Senate to support a bill that would extend TPS to 2029. Several senators already agreed to sponsor the bill, but so far we don't have enough, and we're working on that. Because we don't know, since it has been terminated, ICE will be running around. They know the people. They know who these people are. They know that a majority of these people live down in the Florida area, the Miami, Florida area. So we will see. Pack and leave, so self-deport or try to stay underground. It looks like people it looks like some of these organizations are giving them the advice to stay underground. As long as they're not found, they're not, there's not going to be an issue. The Department of Homeland Security has already ended TPS for roughly 1 million people, including some 600,000 Venezuelans who lost protection last year. Hundreds of Venezuelans have been deported. That's not insignificant, but that's not a large percentage of those who've lost TPS. I'm just reading the answers and stuff they asked. Give me 1 second. One of the things that I've noticed that they're highlighting is the fact that a lot of the folks that are Haitian, they work in the healthcare system. But also we need to be very much aware that when we have a lot of folks that are working in our healthcare system, There have been a lot of there's been at least two scandals that I know of. You have the first scandal is that college down in Florida that was run by a Haitian woman, and she has been since convicted. But she's been running the scam of giving people nursing degrees and CNA degrees. They pay a couple of $1,000. They forge transcripts and saying that these people graduated from this school. They've never taken a course. They've never taken a class. And then they're put out into the nursing world. And so you had a scandal about first part of last year where anybody that went to that school, if they got a license, their license was stripped, and if they were working in these healthcare facilities, they were terminated. So you've had that. Now, from what I understand, there's a lot of people that are working in the nursing homes and things like that. So, yeah, they're going to have to give up those jobs. Is it going to be a crisis? Probably for maybe a couple of weeks, but I'm quite sure that the nursing homes can get and will get other people to work within those jobs. You talk about the Haitians that were there in Ohio as well. And I think that they said there was about 100,000 of them there. They're going to be losing their jobs as well. And like I said, they were dropped off into a town where they outnumber the town's folks 2-1. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens to all of those Haitian migrants when this coming the next couple of weeks. But one of the things that's interesting to me is the online discourse about what's going on in regards to that, because it seems like from what I've been looking at online is that the Haitians are blaming Black America for their plight, or they're saying that they don't understand why Black America is not rallying out in the streets for them. And it seems to be there seems to be a level of confusion amongst the Haitian community when we're talking about temporary protection status. This is a Trump administration issue. You have an issue about it. That is something that you're going to have to run up to Trump, because I don't think anyone in Black America has anything to do with that. And if you look at the census online, a lot of Black Americans have no issue with them going back to their home country. Because again, the earthquake has passed. A lot of Haitians online talk about their country and how beautiful of a country that they have. I do understand that there is some political unrest within their country, but there are a lot of countries that have political unrest. They say that they're not safe within their country, but yet we've seen some people who are on temporary protected status have gone back home to vacation. So that's interesting to me. If you can go back to your country to vacation, why can't you go back to your country to live? And those are the questions that I think that we can't get any answers to. And so they are crashing out online. They're mad at Black America, and we're trying to explain to you, I don't know why you're upset with us. That was not a policy that we championed. That is a policy that this administration championed. Now, are there Black Americans that are okay with this policy? Absolutely. There are a lot of Black Americans that are okay with this policy, but you can't get mad at Black Americans who are actually citizens, and Black Americans' ancestors who were enslaved in this country is the reason why the birthright 14th Amendment was ratified and passed. So, they're crashing out online with all of their commentary in regards to support. But I think that they've got enough organizations, particularly the organizations that are assisting them in Miami, particularly the organizations that are helping them in Illinois. So, like I said, they're going to have to make the decision. They can make the decision to go underground and just hope ICE doesn't catch them, or they're going to have to make the decision to self deport. Now, they do get a small payment with that. I don't know how much that money will translate into Haitian dollars and how much would that money help them. I know a lot of them have jobs and a lot of them been sending money back to Haiti. I don't know if they have places to stay. Some of them said that they do have places to stay. So we will see in regards to that. But I just wanted to report that the TPS has ended for the Haitians and for the Syrians. Now, I haven't heard anything from the Syrians. I haven't seen any of them online crashing out, but I do know I've seen the Haitians crashing out. And you can definitely go online, particularly to TikTok, particularly to Twitter, and you can see the discourse there. So, what do you all think? How are you all feeling about the temporary protection status for the Haitians here in the United States? That's now ended, and they're having to be deported. Do you think that the best option is to self-deport, or do you think the best option is for them to go underground and just wait for ICE to deport them? Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, I got a couple more videos coming out. And once I figure out why StreamYard won't let me be on the video and you read the article without me freezing, we'll be cooking with gas. All right. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.